Welcome back to Sports Corner. I'm glad you can tune back in. I've got my notes ready, so let's get into the numbers. All right, everybody, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus Philadelphia Eagles Week 10 matchup at A&T Stadium. Dallas lost 34-6. And if you watched my pregame show, you will have seen where I thought Dallas would lose 44-10. Went too far off. Trayvon Diggs didn't get that interception in the end zone. It would have been a little bit closer than my score than it really was, but the game was not close at all. Dallas 3-6 for the season. They're 0-4 at home. They've been terrible since that last playoff game at home. The Eagles are 7-2. They're 4-1 on the road. So there you go. They're a good road team, and they've got a good record. Dallas is a terrible home team. They got a bad record. That's all there is to it. All right, so let's get into some of these numbers. All right, time of possession, Philadelphia had the ball for 34 minutes, 2 seconds. Dallas had the ball for 25 minutes. And first downs, 24 for Philadelphia, 11 for Dallas. Total yards, 348 for the Eagles, while Dallas had 146 total yards. Passing yards, Eagles had 161, while Dallas had a dismal 49. Rushing yards, again, Philadelphia had 187, Dallas is 97. So Dallas actually had more rushing yards than passing yards for the first time in forever. But, yeah, that's not a good thing. Penalties, Dallas had 5, Philadelphia had 7. You know, to tell you the truth, Dallas has improved in the penalties area. To tell you the truth. That's the only place they've improved, other than kicker. Total plays, Dallas had 56, Philadelphia had 65. Yards per play, 5.4 yards per play for Philadelphia, and Dallas was at 2.6. Terrible. Turnovers, Dallas had 5, Philadelphia had 2, so Dallas was +3 in the turnover battle. Lose games every time, but you're going to lose games because you're terrible anyway, so you don't even have to turn the ball over Dallas to lose. You're that bad. How about some individual stats? Let's go with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was 14 for 20 with 202 yards. That's a 16.1 average, 2 touchdowns, threw 1 interception, Trayvon in the end zone. He was sacked 5 times for 46 yards. And he had a 57.7 QBR and a 115.0 rating. All right, let's go with Dallas. Cooper Rush, 13 for 23 for 45 yards. Yeah, 45 yards for Cooper Rush. 2.00 average. He had 2 yards an average. He was sacked once. QBR was 16.4 and his rating was 61.7. 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You know, in the past, Cooper Rush, you could have him go in the game, and typically he would make smart decisions. He wasn't the greatest backup, but you could at least have him manage a game, and if your defense played well enough, you could win a game. But obviously not yesterday. So let's talk about the running game, okay? Saquon Barkley for Philadelphia had 14 touches for 66 yards, 4.7 average, 11 yards from scrimmage was his longest. And Jalen Hurts, he ran the ball 7 times for 56 yards, 8.0 yard average, and had 2 touchdowns, and his longest run from scrimmage was 24 yards. All right. Total, they had 38 touches for 187 yards, a 4.9 average, and 2 touchdowns. Now, that sounds like a really good running game. All right, let's see what Dallas has for a running game. Rico Dowdle, 12 touches, 53 yards, 40.4 yards an average. And his longest from scrimmage was actually 19, which is, I think, it's his longest for the season. You got to keep giving him the ball, okay? 24 touches, and he's got 106 yards, okay, guys? Zeke Elliott, 6 touches, 22 yards, 3.7 average, 8 yards is his longest. Why are we still giving the ball to Zeke? Why are we still giving him the... Why is he even on the team? He's just a waste of time and energy. It wraps up the Cowboys season, the Zeke Elliott, man. Anyways, Cowboys had 24 total touches for 97 yards, a 4.0 average, which is less than what Rico Dowdle was averaging when he was carrying the ball. Anyways, so let's talk about wide receiver, okay? The Eagles wide receiver, A.J. Brown, he had 5 catches for 109 yards, a 21.8 average. His longest catch was 44 yards. And he had 7 targets, okay? Total, the Philadelphia Eagles receiving corps had 15 receptions on 207 yards, averaged 13.8, 2 touchdowns on 20 targets. How about the Cowboys wide receivers? Well, let's talk about Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson had 4 catches for 4 yards. 4 catches for 24 yards. That's a 6 average. 10 was his longest yards. 10. He had 5 targets. CD was 6 catches for 21 yards. Averaged 3.5. His longest catch from line of scrimmage was 6 yards, dude, on 10 targets. And he only managed 21 yards on an average of 3.5. Total, the Cowboy receivers had 17 catches for 66 yards, 3.9 average, 29 targets. On 29 targets, he only caught 17 passes for 66 yards. And that's between 2 quarterbacks, Trey Crappy Lance and Cooper Stupid Rush. I don't get it. All right, defensive wise for the Philadelphia Eagles, if you listen to my pregame show, you know Zach Bond was probably going to be their leading tackler, and he was. He had 8 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 tackle for loss. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he had 7 tackles, 2 solo, 1 interception for the Eagles. While my man for the Cowboys, Demarion Overshawn, had 11 total tackles, 8 solo, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 2 quarterback hits, and Eric Kendricks had 8 total tackles and 4 solo. And I believe in this game, with Micah Parsons that played, it made Demarion Overshawn much better, and in the future, that's what it's going to be like when Micah Parsons and both Overshawn are both in the game. When you double one, the other one's going to come get you. I like that package. That's about the only thing I like about the Cowboys is that right there. This Cowboy team is terrible. There's nothing else I can say. I've been saying it. They're just terrible. They can't stop the ball. They can't run the ball. They're not going to win the line of scrimmage on either side, so they're not going to win any ball games. And then now you got your quarterback hurt, which he wasn't doing crap anyways. He ain't done crap in the last 8 or 9 seasons. I'm about done with that. But that's my video. If you got any entertainment or any value out of this, please like, share, and subscribe. And y'all have a great day.